Hello, my name is Peter Lavers and welcome to this discussion about customer centricity brought to you by Customer Attuned Limited. Our subject today is what we call the Partnership Survey or Partner Relationship Survey, which is one of our offerings and is different from general kind of customer research or voice of the customer programs because it's conducted per strategic partnership and it interviews both sides of those big kind of hairy B2B relationships, which are known as partnerships. A lot of what it's found on, the approach is based on my colleague Dr Mark Hollyoake's work on B2B trust. And that's interwoven through this whole approach that is quite unique to how we manage relationship partnerships. I'm delighted to introduce Helen Ormandy from Atos BTS. Helen is Head of Client Relations and Business Performance and has deployed this approach to assess partnership health within some of Atos's clients. Welcome, Helen, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Peter.
So to kick off, please tell us a bit more about Atos BTS and, of course, without naming any names, how the partnership survey has been deployed.
Yeah, sure. Thanks again, Peter, and thanks for inviting me along today to talk about this. It's certainly a subject that I'm very passionate about, so thank you. So yeah, in terms of Atos BTS and what we do, well, we bring real transformation to the heart of businesses that we work with, and many organisations take the view that BPO, business process outsourcing, and business transformation services, BTS, are the same thing. And while it's true for some of our competitors, it can be a misleading view. At BTS, we really have a holistic approach that puts the needs of our clients and their customers front and centre in terms of what we do, and then focus on people, operations, processes, technology and culture all around that central needs of our clients and their customer. And having a partnership-led approach is absolutely key to our success and what we do in collaboration with our clients. And we really aim to drive a one team ethos across our partnerships with our clients. And one thing that we certainly do not do is stand still. So it's really crucial for us that we have a mechanism to measure the success of our partnerships with our clients, and that's where the work that we do with Customer Attuned and their partnership survey has really helped us. And at Atos BTS, we have deployed the partnership survey across a number of our clients, as Peter said, using the Customer Attune model. And Customer Attune really take the time to understand both organisations, so Atos BTS and our clients' business context, how the businesses operate, what each organisational goals are for the partnership specifically. And this then allows Customer Attune to produce a brief and a plan, an approach that's going to be taken for that specific client, and share the plan with the senior leadership team for both organisations. So that's the kind of upfront activity. Customer Attuned then produce a set of questions, and these are based around the work that Dr Mark Hollyoake has done, as PT said, and that's based on the trust model. But the questions aren't set in stone, they are tweaked to suit the needs of the specific partnership that we are measuring. So there is real flexibility in the model, which has suited us certainly very well. The actual survey itself takes the form of one-to-one interviews, and it covers key stakeholders across all functions of both organisations. So we're really getting a broad view across both organisations. So from operations to risk, IT and commercial, for example. And the questions are scored by the individuals taking part, but Customer Attune really delve deeper into the responses to really understand the reason for the response that the individuals are providing. And then following that, there's a really detailed analysis of the scores and the verbatim comments. And Customer Attuned brilliantly turn things around very quickly and provide a thorough set of results and recommendations regarding next steps. And the approach that we've taken with all our clients, as recommended by Customer Attuned, is to establish a partnership development programme of activity where we really come together across Atos BTS and our client, and we unpack the results and agree a set of actions to make improvements and further strengthen the partnership. I have to say, one area that we have found challenging on occasion is getting commitment from people to drive actions forward. But what we've found is the kind of key to unlocking this challenge is having senior stakeholders who are true advocates for driving change assigned to each of the recommendation work streams that have been made by Customer Attuned. And as well as that, having strong governance in place to steer and track the progress of the improvements that we've collectively agreed. So yeah, that's it, Peter, in a nutshell, really, how we've deployed across our client bases.
That's great, and thank you so much, Helen. Thanks for being real as well. You know, because as we know, this isn't all so easy. You know, and there are challenges. Engaging people and indeed the kind of the internal selling. So I really appreciate just the openness about that. So just as a follow-up, what would you say the benefits have been? What have you seen that have actually benefited you, you know, in your role of building these relationships and building true partnership?
So I think certainly the benefit, the approach that we've taken with working with you, Peter, and the rest of the team, I think one of the differentials in your model is that 360 survey method. So, you know, oftentimes, and certainly in the past, we have taken a kind of one-sided approach and asked the client alone for feedback in terms of the measuring the success of the partnership. And the beauty of the Customer Attuned approach is that it allows both organisations to have a voice openly and in a safe environment to demonstrate what's working well within the organisations, but what we can work together on to and make adjustments in the spirit of the partnership. So this provides a much rounder view of the success of the partnership as a whole. It's not one way, it's a two-way view. And we've identified ways collectively that we can really add value to maximise the success together by further strengthening our partnerships, because you know, when it boils down to it, we are both, Atos BTS and our clients are working towards the same objective. So it's absolutely in our interest to work together in a partnership way. And additionally, I'd say that having the survey taking place in an interview form rather than, you know, a typical form filling exercise enables for the much richer information to be gathered and really get under the bonnet of why individuals are feeling the way they are about the partnership, both positive as well as how things can be improved, you know, challenges that we were having and within any relationship that is inevitable. And I think having Customer Attuned carrying out the interviews brings both the benefit of the wealth of expertise that you have in business to business relationships, and bringing that expertise, you as a team know where to delve that little bit deeper. And it also enables the interviewee to feel at ease and be completely open and honest with their feedback. And just building on that wealth of the business to business relationship expertise, I think it really comes into its own that when you are analysing the results and presenting the recommendations back to us, Peter, because you are impartial, and that is a real benefit of this approach. You do not hold back in your feedback. You provide very candid feedback on what's working well as what is the risk of not making improvements across the partnership, which is key to us. And I think having the expertise on hand, like Dr Mark Hollyoake, providing the recommendations based on all of the research that he's done in building trust in business to business relationships, certainly makes a difference as well. And as I mentioned, we work together with our clients to make improvements, and we've seen great success in strengthening the partnerships. We've worked with you over quite a number of years now, and have implemented your model with great success. And I think, as I said, having that mechanism to be open, transparent with our clients, work collaboratively with them, has without doubt strengthened the relationships with our client and builds trust to ultimately help us meet those collective objectives that I referenced before. So yeah, we've certainly seen great success.
Thanks so much, Helen. I really love that you are majoring on mutual value, because that's where real trust is built. As we know, when both sides of these big B2B relationships are benefiting and seeing value, which may be slightly different ways, and also on still the interpersonal part of this, because it doesn't matter how big the organisations are, it's still about people, and it's still about that one-to-one interpersonal trust as much as it is about kind of the big corporate kind of brand trust. And we always say this, and it's been such a privilege to be part of it, because actually how people say stuff is just as important as the scores that they give, and and noting it down, and that really helps us to then independently and, as you say, impartially feed that back. So thank you for that insight. So that concludes our discussion today. Thank you, Helen, again for sharing that insight, and thank you everyone for watching. Our website is customerattuned.com, and please go there to see what else we do and these other discussions as part of this series. And I hope very much that what you've heard has helped with your thinking about, are you listening to both sides of your strategic partnerships, and are you involving your people, and indeed the people of your customer, your supplier side, in the process, so that they can be heard, exactly as Helen so eloquently put. Thank you so much for listening, and look forward to you joining us again for another discussion.